Hi guys, Jackie Mitchell here, and I wanted to come in to share with you something a little different. Wanted to share with you my top picks for being successful, books that you should read on specifically self-help, self-development, professional development, but they're a little bit unorthodox, right? So these books I've read in the last, I want to say the last 2 years. I've read these books back in 2018, some spilled over into 2019, but these books that I'm going to give you today, I have 4 books that you should read for success. And I have my notes here because you know me, I don't memorize, right? So forgive me, I'll be looking down a little bit, but try not to too much for full transparency. But I'm really excited to bring this to you today because these books have been amazing for me, and I go back and refer to them from time to time. So I thought this would be a great idea to start to provide you my list of books to read, whether you read the hard copy or you get them on audiobooks. These books are great to start with. Book number 1. It's a little bit, I guess, unorthodox, if you can say. It's been around for a while, but I just never picked it up, never had the time to, and it has been on my book list forever, for what seems like forever. But in 2018, a lot of things changed in my life, and this book came at the right time. So the number 1 book that I have here, it's The Alchemist. And I hope I don't butcher his name, Paulo Coelho, right? The Alchemist. So The Alchemist, I bought this book in 2018. Have my notes. Bought this book in 2018, right? So it is a mystical story of Santiago. He is a shepherd boy who yearns to travel in search of worldly treasure. His quest led him to riches far different and far more satisfying than he ever imagined. Santiago's journey teaches us about the essential wisdom of listening to our hearts. This book, I can't begin to tell you how life-changing this book was or is for me. And the reason why this is my number 1 book is because, you know, we have in our minds how we want our lives to be, or the things that we want to do. And sometimes on the surface, it looks like things are not going the way that we think they should be going, right? After I read this book, I realized something, and it actually validated a few things for me that I know and believe to be true. I believe that things are always working out for us, whether we know it or not. I believe that our journey is so important, and sometimes we don't take the time to really look around and see where we are and feel where we are and enjoy where we are and not enjoy where we are. All of those things play a part in where we want to be and who we want to be, right? So this book is about destiny and enjoying the journey, and maybe not even really enjoying the journey, but going along that journey and really paying attention to the things that are happening to you. So as you're going through it, sometimes you may not realize, you know, the lessons, but if you go back and think about, oh, I went there and I was led here, or I did this because of, and finding the silver lining, or truly finding the fact that things always work out for you. It may not look like the way you have defined it, but trust me, things always work out for us for the best, right? So this book, The Alchemist, I can't say enough about this book. This book, I go back to this so many times. I doggy ear, I highlight, I even have that in there. I doggy ear and I highlight so many gems out of this book. So if you can, start with The Alchemist. If you really want to dive deep into thinking about your destiny and your journey and where you are today and where you want to go, and really learning how to pay attention to things that you probably never really paid attention to before. So this is number one. This is number one on my list, The Alchemist. This has helped me in all areas of my life, and I still go back to this book till today, whatever. I still go back to this book today. So pick this one up, The Alchemist. I have a preference of the hard copy on certain books so that I can highlight, take notes, do all sorts of things. Again, number one, The Alchemist. Number two is a little bit more, I don't know what to say. Let me just show you. The number two book that I have is called Essentialism. The Disciplined Pursuit of Less. This book is by Greg McKeown. And I got this book last May. Very odd how I came about this book. I saw a clip of Steve Harvey, who was talking about success and ways to get to success. And he mentioned this book. And I said, you know what? Sounds interesting. Let me pick it up. I literally read this book in, I want to say, over a weekend, and maybe spilling it from a Friday to a Sunday. Page turner. I couldn't stop reading and highlighting and dog-earing and just so much. So let me tell you a little bit about this book. I got to read my notes. Essentialism as a concept narrows down this notion into doing the right things, which are absolutely necessary in a right manner and at the right time. That is so key. Doing things that are necessary in the right manner at the right time. Essentialism. It's about categorizing things as important and unimportant as per one's personal goals, and doing only the important things. Sometimes we get so wrapped up into the details of everything, and we have to be everywhere and do everything because no one's going to do it like us, or, we're doing so much work and it's really busy work. This book has taught me the importance of prioritizing, right? You can only have one priority, right? So it has taught me to put things into categories. A person like me who has so many different things to do for so many different reasons, I have to work on what's important. And one of the key things I got from this book, he mentions an acronym called WIN. What's important now? I now live by that. I will be standing in the middle of my room like, okay, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? I have so much to do. What do I need to do? And I just stop and I say, okay, win. I will win. I will do what's important now. At this moment, what's important now. So this book has helped me declutter physical space, mental space, everything, personal and professional. This book will help you to become a successful person. It will keep you in line with being a successful person. I cannot say enough about this book. This book, if you feel overworked and underutilized, this book will help you to prioritize and categorize and do the important things in your life, for your work, for personal, that will help you get to your goal, that will help you decipher between menial things that really are unimportant to the things that you really should be doing, right? So this book will help you do that. One of the notes I have, it says, this ensures that there is a proper channel for one's energy, time, and effort, which can be applied. Perfect book. So I recommend this as number 2 reading. Kind of goes a little bit more in line with success and decluttering and working on what's important, helping you to identify important things, important people, important tasks, all the way around. I cannot say enough about this. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is really I have 2 books that's in the slot for number 3. And I have that because they are by the same author under the same title, if you will. And I hope I don't butcher her name. No, I won't. These books are called Badass. And if you can see, I have my Post-its in there. I have one more, but these two in particular were very, very important in helping me to remember my badassness. We're all badasses. I'm really a badass. And sometimes I forget that. And I don't think it's about being, boastful or crass, or it's confidence. You know, I have the confidence. I know what I know. I know that I do things well. And I know also that I can be better at a lot of things. But I do know at the core, I'm a badass, right? Sometimes I forget that. So these books by Badass by Jen Sincero, right? So the first one is You Are a Badass Every Day. How to keep your motivation strong, your vibes high, and your quest for transformation unstoppable. And so my notes on that is where she gives about 100 exercises and cues that you can use to immediately realign your mind and keep focus unwavering. This guide will show you how to keep the breakthroughs catalyzed. The accountability buddy, which you get from her, because she holds you accountable with these exercises, helps to keep you on track, right? And so you're going through obstacles in your life. How do I get to this point, that point? And you start to feel a little bit insecure and losing some confidence. This book helps you identify those things that you do well. It helps you get through some of those struggles, if not all of them. It keeps you on track. It helps you to overcome doubts that hold you back from greatness. That self-talk that we have in our heads. This book, that point exactly for me was grand, right? How to overcome the doubts that we have in our heads. I have monumentous goals, things that I know are going to come to fruition. At times, I have doubts. This book has given me the tools, and tools that I kind of already knew, but given me the tools to move through those and to move past them and to continue being a badass. So book number 3. So this is book number 3. And the other part of book number 3, You Are a Badass, the yellow one, I think this one came first. I don't remember which one came first. But You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. Now this one, by Jen Sincero, it helps you identify and change the self-sabotaging beliefs that you have. And I think as women, we tend to do that a lot, right? We sabotage ourselves. There's so many times that we set ourselves up to be successful, but then we have that doubt, and then we do things that don't align with our success. We do take actions that don't align with that. They are in complete contrast to what we want. And this book helps you to improve your life in that you are, combating those things, right? And so there's so many gems in this book. Like if you really want to get down and dirty with yourself and really take a look inside to help you see what's holding you back, this will put a spotlight on it, and it will help you get through those stages, right? I have a note here, and I believe these notes came from Amazon. By the end of the book, you'll understand why you are the way you are and how you are, how to love and what you can't change, how to change what you don't love, and how to use the force to kick some serious ass. So this book gives you that nudge to get going. So these two books together, if I can recommend, I would say read this one first and then this one, the blue and then the yellow. These two books are so amazing. They'll help you get back on track if you have fallen off, meaning that you have self-doubt and feeling a little bit unsure. This will help you to point out your greatness. So book number 3 is one of the 2 badasses or both of them. Now, this last book is, when I say completely unconventional for a career coach to recommend this book, it's not just career coaching that I do, life coaching as well. A lot of what I do is mainly around, us being successful in our lives, right? And how to be authentic and successful. And it will spill over into so many different areas. And so when we're talking about our careers, our personal life is much more intertwined with our career than we really want to believe, right? So it's like really doing the work, thinking about why you are the way you are. How does that translate when you're in a professional environment in your career? Just thinking about those things and coming to terms with certain things and learning how to change them and really stop being so down on yourself. So this book came as a recommendation after I bought one of the badasses. I don't remember which one, but after I bought these books, and these were from 2018 as well, the badasses. After I bought those books, I had a recommendation in my Amazon account for another book, which I could not put down. Like, I literally read this book over a weekend. Had so much to do that weekend, but I read it over a weekend and I made a note. I think I read this over Thanksgiving holiday, November 2018. So this book is called Girl, Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. I had to pause. I have to pause. This book, whoa. When I say whoa, let me tell you about what I mean whoa. And I'm going to read for you the blurb. Rachel unpacks and examines the falsehoods that once left her feeling overwhelmed and unworthy, and reveals the specific practical strategies that helped her move past them. So what Rachel has done, and Rachel is now my homegirl, right? So what Rachel has done, my girlfriend in my head, what Rachel has done, she got really vulnerable with this book. And I think that's what resonated with me as a woman. She got so vulnerable with this book. And actually, so did Jen Sincero in The Badasses. But I have to say, there's some stories in Girl, Wash Your Face that resonated with me to a level that I'm like, oh my gosh, right? She talks about the relationship with her husband, boyfriend at the time, turned husband, her relationship with her children, her relationship with herself, the self-doubt that she speaks of in this book. I think pretty much all women deal with this to some degree. And what makes this book so great for us to identify some of the things that we, how we self-sabotage and how to move forward with it, is that she gives you these little anecdotes on how to move past it, the things that she's been through and how she got through them. And, she talks about the lies and the truths, right? The lies that we tell ourselves and what really the truth is. And it helps you reevaluate and look at things a little bit different and reframe. And a lot in my coaching practice, it's about reframing how we think of things and how we think of ourselves, and things that we think are so negative thoughts that we have. Like, how can we reframe those things and move past it and get to where we want to be ultimately, whether it's in your personal life or your professional life, So I think as women, we do so much damage to ourselves. And sometimes we don't even recognize it. We could be so successful, and there's still that area that just kind of needs to be worked on, right? And tweaked and put a spotlight on so that you can change it. Once you become aware, now you're responsible to make a change. So with all of that, I have to tell you, starting out with these, it's really 5 books. Starting out with these 5 books will definitely help you along the way. Book number 1, The Alchemist. It's about destiny. It's about enjoying and really paying attention to what you're going through on a day-to-day basis. How you get to where you are may not look like the way you think it will look, but there's a purpose in that, right? And we really need to start paying attention. So this book, definitely recommend this as first reading if you've not already read it. I was a little late. I'm okay. The Essentialism. This book, let me open this cover. It takes you from all of this crazy squiggly to just, really kind of defining out what's important, right? It takes you from that to this. And I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. The Essentialism, this book will help you truly identify with a process how to get from chaos to not chaos, right? How to move from the madness in your life to identifying what is important to do, actions to take, who you surround yourself with, the people in your circle, the things that you do at work, just how to be more efficient and effective. This book, How to Be Efficient and Effective. If nothing else, if you want to be successful, if you want to clear your desk, if you want to be organized with your thoughts and with your focus, Essentialism. I recommend getting the hard copy so that you can highlight, take notes, go back to it. You will not regret it. Badass is just one of those, either one or both. This is my number 3. Either one or both. This gives you that, it gives you that, that nudge. It's like, girl, you are a badass and don't let anyone tell you any different. Do what you know that you know to do and do it well. And when you have that self-doubt, there's a reason for it, right? Go and dig deeper, understand your why, understand who you are, know who you are. These books will help you with that. There's so many good nuggets of information in here to help us, combat our doubts, and the self-talk that we have in ourselves. So, badass. And number 4, Girl, Wash Your Face. And I have these in specific orders, 1 through 4, for a reason. This one I would definitely say read last. It is an awesome book. This book will just snatch your life all together, just get you totally pulled together, because it lays out the lies that we tell ourselves, and it gives suggestions and strategies on how to reframe and what you should now do and think. Not necessarily what you should think, but how you should reframe and think of things maybe a little bit differently. You get some really good insight, because when I tell you she gets vulnerable in here, I was reading it and I was like, whoa, I don't know if I could have done it, but kudos to you, Rachel Hollis, on putting your stuff out there, because this book has helped me, and I know it will help a lot of you on being successful in your life, personal and professional. You got to look at your stuff. What lies are you telling yourself, right? I have clients come to me all the time, and I listen to the lies that they tell themselves. A lot of them are in here and we don't even know it, right? So many of us are dealing with the same things. We don't realize it. So today's lesson, all 4 books, definitely get these books, definitely read these books. These books will help you, help guide you, help, I don't really like the terminology self-help, because sometimes it has a negative connotation to it. But these books are, to me, a little unorthodox on moving forward, right? As far as your career is concerned. I like to take my clients inwards, like look inwards. What are the things we telling ourselves? What are the things that how are we lying to ourselves? How are we self-sabotaging? And how can we be more effective and more efficient and move along that road to success and get to where we want to be much more effectively? That's one of the things that I am all about, how to do things effectively. And I think these really 5 books will help you do that. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Really hope you go and get these books. These are to start. I have a whole bookshelf. And even one that I'm reading right now that I cannot wait to finish. It's just been a really crazy time. So as soon as I am done, I will get that. I'll just do one video on that book in particular, because when I tell you, it's along the lines, just give you a little sneak peek, it's along the lines of the Essentialism. A little bit more on being effective and being efficient. So more to come on that. But guys, really hope you enjoyed this. I'll be doing more of these regarding books to read or books to listen to, whatever your preference is, no judgment. But definitely successful people read. There's no doubt, if, ands, or buts about it. Successful people read books. And they read books that help to get them to where they want to go. And it's not necessarily the books that you may think they are. There may be other books that you can get that would resonate with you, that you can get nuggets of information that can go across different areas of your life. So thank you for listening. I am Jackie Mitchell, your career consultant with Jackie Mitchell Career Consulting. Thank you guys.